Footbap Nation.
Let's ride.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Fantasy Footbaps podcast. I'm your host, B Dizzle, back with my co-host, Paul. Paul, say what up to the fans.
What up, Clash Royale enjoyers?
A little heads up to everyone. I don't know if it's coming through the mic because I did take a decongestant, but I am sick. Some may consider this my flu game. Oh, so it's both of our flu games. You were traveling to the Bahamas. I was celebrating Chip's amazing marriage. Congratulations, Chip. Everyone in the comments Chip. Now. Yep, everyone in the comments right now, write a congratulations to Chip. And Paul, you ready to get into some fantasy football now?
Let's do it.
All right. I would say, Paul, would you say this is the week that everything changed?
I would say so. Some storylines have written themselves, and we now know a little bit more.
All right, let's get into the first matchup here. Let's get to a blowout. We're not going to start totally shitty because this did have some storyline implications here. Dewey beats Austin by 50. I didn't even realize it ended up being that bad. 123-76. I think my takeaway here is, I guess Austin did have James Cook be a late scratch on Monday night, so maybe Austin could have scored like 90. It wouldn't have looked so bad. Speaking of James Cook getting ruled out like that, in my work league, I was up by 2 points, maybe like 2.6 or something, and I had James Cook left, and my opponent had Wan'Dale Robinson currently in the Sunday night game. And the Giants got the ball back down 17-7 with like a minute left. And I was like, all right, as long as Wan'Dale doesn't get 30 yards, then I won't even have to worry about if James Cook gets surprise ruled out. Like, I'll be all right. Sure enough, Wan'Dale Robinson ends with like 4 points, like 30 of the yards ending on that last drive. My coworker goes up by 0.2, and then Monday night rolls around, and of course James Cook surprise ruled out, and so I had to drop Kareem Hunt to pick up Tyler Johnson, who got me the win. Because every win in fantasy is so important. Like 4-2 and 3-3 is such a big difference. However, I did look back. Ty Johnson actually only had 4 carries, Paul. So I got very lucky. That could have been like 4 carries for 2 yards, and I lost.
Yeah, I saw he got like an 11-yard run, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, that was like his first carry of the game, and I was like, okay, as long as he doesn't fumble, basically. And then I couldn't pick Kareem Hunt back up because, in case anyone was wondering, I have $75 left. I put $61 left. I was like, give myself $14 in case I need it. One of my coworkers that's like 1-5 and his season's fucking over, hasn't spent $1, spent all 100 of his fab on Kareem Hunt. So congrats to him. He gets Kareem Hunt for like 3-4 weeks. It's not the end of the world because my work league, I think I have like 6 starting running backs: James Cook, Josh Jacobs, Chase Brown, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle. And then even my wide receivers like Kupp, Dobbs, DJ Moore, Brian Thomas, Terry. Like, I wasn't dying for Kareem Hunt. It would have been nice for like bye weeks, but kind of shitty. So I just wanted to say that real quick to say, Austin, I feel your pain with James Cook, even though I don't think James Cook would have scored 60 points. Austin did text me going into this week. I'll go back and look at the text specifically. He gave a prediction of how he was going to smoke Dewey this week, and he laid out how many points everyone was going to get. And we're just going to see which ones he got right, which ones he got wrong, because I know one of them he did kind of right.
Didn't we guarantee Dewey was going to win too? I believe.
I think we did guarantee Dewey was going to win because we said Dewey had such good matchups, and I think we said he'd get 20 plus from Jaden Daniels. We said he'd get 20 plus from Bijan Robinson. We said he'd get 20 plus from Dave Montgomery. We said 20 plus from Drake London. He got 16. We said 20 plus from McLaurin. He got 20. So we actually killed our predictions too, because I think we also said Jake Ferguson's going to get. Oh, Jake Ferguson got him 2 points. I thought that said 10. Yeah, our prediction there was pretty good. All the guys we said were going to go off ended up going off. Now, Austin laid down on his end why he was going to beat Dewey what he was going to get. He said he's going to get 20 points out of Zay Flowers, and Zay Flowers did get 18 points. Check. He said he'd get 20 plus from DJ Moore. DJ Moore had 4. He said he'd get 20 plus from Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert had 6. He said Love's going to get 20 plus. He got that right. He said McBride's going to get 10 to 15 and get his first touchdown, which I don't think he got a touchdown, but he did get 14. So I guess in reality, Austin was 1, 2, 3 for 5 there. But the 2 misses, like DJ Moore getting 4 compared to 20, Jalen Tolbert 6 compared to 20, those are tough. And then starting Jeremy McNichols was like kind of crazy.
Where did
I
that
guess.
come from?
Yeah,
was he supposed to start or something?
I think Brian Robinson got ruled out.
Oh, is Eckler out too?
No, I think Eckler played. That's the reason why I'm a little confused. Like, I wish we could look at a snapshot of like what. I guess we can. I'm going to waivers real quick because I want to see like who he could have gotten before game time. So he added McNichols for $7 too. I think McNichols did do something last week. Yeah, I guess he did have the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it wasn't as crazy as I thought it was.
I could see where he's coming from. Same thing with Jalen Tolbert. Like, I feel like the Cowboys.
Oh, Jalen Tolbert!
Games,
I thought that was a good pickup by him. No, I wouldn't have guaranteed he'd get 20 points because I'd be
not
too
20.
afraid
But I feel like the Lions and Cowboys games are usually like, a battle.
It was high scoring. I bet the over. I bet the over 48.5, and it hit pretty fucking easily. But yeah, no. Yeah. I feel like man, now Dewey's got Devontae going to the Jets, so he's going to be able to start Devontae over Rome. Dewey's team, don't quote me on it. I mean, Dewey's team might be the best team in the league at this point. Yeah, it could very be because, like, take injuries out. I personally think Jake Ferguson's a top 10 tight end. I think Terry McLaurin is
too. If he comes back in,
I think Terry McLaurin's at minimum top 15, and he's been like a top 10 wide receiver. Drake London, again, minimum top 15. He's been like a top 10. David Montgomery is a top 12 running back. So he's got an RB1. I mean, call me crazy, but out of Jaden Daniels, Bijan, Montgomery, Drake London, Terry, and Devontae Adams, I think Bijan's the worst one out of all of them. Like, yeah. I know Bijan just had a big game against the shitty Carolina Panthers, but I mean, Dewey has basically 2 RB1s and 3 wide receiver ones on his team, and then like the best quarterback in fantasy football. So Dewey's team is fucking stacked, and Austin's 2-4, but remember, I think he said his plan was he just needed to beat one of Chip and Dewey, and then I think he has like Dave and Mike up as his next 2 games in some order we'll get to later. So technically, I mean, Austin's going to be 4-4, you would assume, after the next couple weeks. So I wish I had his schedule, to be honest. That'd be nice as fuck. But yeah, nothing else really to talk about here except for Austin. Austin got smoked. Those matchups me and Austin called out came to fruition, but also Austin got a lot of points out of the matchups that he thought he was going to get them out of. It's just no one else on Austin's team really stepped up here. Now a little upset kind of here. So Kyle beats Paul by 30, 120 to 96. Is there anything here, Paul, you want to talk about in your matchup? I mean, starting Javonte Williams is just, that's bizarre.
Who else is I going to start?
You just said Jay, how the Cowboy and Detroit games were high scoring. I mean, I probably would have rather played Jameson or Cortland Sutton, but I don't think you would have won anyways, right? Like,
I think what? Oh, they played on Thursday. I made a bonehead play and had Jordan Mason in the flex.
That's why. Yep.
Yeah, so I was stuck.
Yeah, you were stuck. Okay, I totally understand that then, because
a big bonehead move.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I just can't get behind starting Javonte. I used to love Javonte too. I thought he was like a really talented running back, but like he just doesn't do much nowadays.
Yeah,
after his injury.
I mean, it just came down to Gibbs and Javonte not doing well. The rest of my team did well, pretty much. So
Gibbs and but also Joe Mixon masterclass. Garrett Wilson actually had like his first masterclass, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he had like popped off like that yet this year. Jalen Hurts had the most disgusting 22 points I've ever seen. I don't even know how he ended with 22 points. How did that happen? Did he run for a touchdown? Where did he get 22 points from?
No, I didn't really watch the game, luckily.
22 points. That's so crazy. Like, I'm just thinking in terms of like 250 yards, 2 touchdowns in fantasy to me is like 15 points. Like, but my math must be like wrong on that. Brock Bowers is looking great for Kyle, even better now that Devontae's out of Las Vegas. I guess it doesn't really matter either way. I'm kind of shocked he didn't start Tank Dell over Wandale or Eckler.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. He got the win. Anything on your team that you're nervous about or that you're excited about?
I just want. Well, Cup is. I don't know if he's practicing yet.
I think they said he did individual drills today.
Yeah, so he's there. Jonathan Taylor, he didn't practice, but hopefully he's back. So the guys come back, I'll be happy. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Oh, also big thing. Evan Ingram, first game. First legit game of the year and popped off, so I'm happy.
He's back. Although his first game of the year was week 1 when he played the entire game.
I know, but that week, every tight end week 1 did nothing.
I don't count his 1 point week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know like what to think about.
And Mark Andrews caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah, you have Evan Ingram and Mark Andrews, so you've brought Mark Andrews back to life.
I'm proud I could contribute.
Yeah, I wish I was in your situation where you're like, I lost, but I don't really give a shit. I'm making the playoffs. That would be the situation I'd like to be in. I guess let's look at this one. Mike kind of came close to another win. Oh God, Mike, I feel so sorry. Mike loses to Nick 92 to 72. I don't know. I mean, Mike got 0 points from 3 players. So
did he
benched Michael Pittman? Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck's going on.
He just picks the wrong one every time.
But the thing is Michael Pittman did good these last 2. There's no reason that he'd benched him right there. I'm kind of shocked.
Flacco, he's been doing great.
Yeah, I mean, Mike would have lost anyways. He would have lost by 10 if he did that. But like, damn, man, I don't know. I just can't. I can't believe that he actually benched Michael Pittman. Like, with how his team looks, you would think that would be a locked-in start. But I also felt bad for Mike. Mike was looking good in that 49ers game, and then Debo caught like an 80-something yard touchdown, and then Tyler Lockett had that garbage time touchdown at the end, and I was like, oh man, Mike lost. Like, that kind of sucked. So Mike did have chances in this. He's getting real close to a win. So I think he's due. He's due.
He is due. I think well, I won't spoil it. We'll see when we watch the matchups.
Let's see. Go to this one now. This doesn't really look like anything really happened here. Chip wins 107 to 85. Actually, there is something in here that's important. A couple things that are important here.
Yeah, I got something to point out.
Yeah. So again, Chip wins by 23. Okay. So he started Kirk Cousins because he played Carolina. Fair. But if you guys remember, Austin and Chip made that trade. Look, me and Paul were on here. We were saying I think that Chip may have won the trade. I, at the very least, said Chip just saved his season, and I was right. Because Chris Godwin gets him 30 points. Baker Mayfield got him 26 points, but he was on his bench. And then speaking of Buccaneers, Chip gets 17 points from the Bucs defense. So yeah, it's, Chip's the trade really did save his season. He's back in the win column. He scored 107, and that's with Jerome Ford getting him 1 point. I guess he really didn't have anyone else to play at running back, so I guess he's kind of in need of a running back. Oh no, he's got Kareem Hunt off by. Big win for Chip, and Dave just a new low every week. 3 points from Dak. He started Roshan Johnson. You never really want to see that. He started Darius Slayton. You never want to see that. He started George Pickens. You never want to see that.
He's got a bright spot. Cole Kmet is back, folks.
Yes, 22 points from Cole Kmet.
And Dave started him. Yep. I think that's a first, honestly. For him to actually do well and be starting.
Yeah, Dave has had a love-hate relationship with Cole Kmet for the last couple of years. He has Cole Kmet. He starts him. He sucks. He drops Cole Kmet. He goes off. Someone picks him up, and they get to, experience the highs of Cole Kmet. So Dave went back to the well this year, and this time he said, you know what, I'm fucking 1-4. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm starting Cole Kmet. My season's over. Now, he did drop Mark Andrews. That's a tough look. But Cole Kmet gets him 22 points, so that's the first time that Dave has actually gotten something from Cole Kmet this year. So congratulations, Dave. Also, Chip got Breece Hall from that trade with Austin, 20 points for Breece Hall. So, yeah, Chip's team is looking dangerous again. He's back in the playoff race, guys. And Dave's due for a win. I'm just saying.
He is.
I think Neighbors is coming back. Tyreek Hill, very worried about him, but it just takes one play where he randomly, fucking just outruns everyone, and that'll be good. So, Dave and Mike, put it on record right now, due for wins. Let's do mine next because we got all the other ones. The Chubb curse lives on. I put up 81 points this week. I don't think I had scored less than 87 since week 1. It's all fucked. Everything's fucked. My prediction did come true, where I said Ayuk was going to have 4 points, but I did say Ken Walker would have 4 points. He actually ended up getting 17, but I did call that George Kittle would pop off. So it was pretty much over Thursday night. But what hurts is that I only end up losing by 3, and I had a lot of opportunities. Brian Thomas, I don't know if did you see him drop that wide open touchdown?
No, I didn't really get to watch this weekend.
He was wide open in the end zone, and I don't really know why. You know how when you throw it over someone's shoulder, it's way easier to catch a football when you catch it over your shoulder, kind of cup it,
Yeah, cradle.
He for some reason tried reaching across his body. It was a bad drop. So that happened. Dalton Kincaid was actually going to be wide open on a 20-yard touchdown, but the Jets defender obviously smartly grabbed him and stopped him from running, saved a touchdown. And then on the same drive, Dalton Kincaid was wide open for a touchdown. And Josh Allen went to throw it and the ball slipped out of his fucking hands. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. So everything was going wrong. On top of the fact that, go ahead.
I'm just going to say another big shocker, for me at least, is the Broncos defense having their lowest
Pat
scoring game of the year.
Surtain got hurt on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, their lowest scoring week was 7, and now it's 2.
Yeah, it was an amazing sequence of events all weekend that led to me barely losing. Pretty much everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Besides, Ryan did have Marvin Harrison get hurt in his game. So that was pretty sweet. But even Xavier Legette caught a touchdown. I think he had one catch for 8 yards and a touchdown. It was the one fucking pass he caught. It was so fun.
Throw something. He has 2 spots, 2 decimal numbers.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Because he had 0 points. When I looked at whatever point that was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I will say going into this week, I was pretty stoked that Ryan was starting Zach Moss because I just think he's kind of shit. I kind of thought that Chase Brown had taken over a bit, and so I didn't think Zach Moss would get super low points, but that 5 points, that's about what I thought he'd get. That's another really tragic thing. I fucking hate the London games so much because Brian Thomas played in the London game and Chase Brown was questionable, and I was too worried about if I start, if I wait and try to start Chase Brown, he might get ruled out, that would suck. And then it just came back to, because the Bengals were playing the Giants, so I really wanted to play Chase Brown, but I didn't want to get into the same situation that I got in my work league with James Cook getting ruled out. So that sucked. So if I started Chase Brown, I would have won. I also just remembered that Brian Thomas was also open on a 60-yard touchdown wide open down the field, and Trevor underthrew it like a fucking bonehead. Oh, God. And then the Browns just keep fucking me. Devontae Smith he had like 2 catches for 10 yards, and then he caught like a 54-yard touchdown. So that also did it. God, there were so many shitty things that happened this week. It kind of blows my mind.
You didn't even mention the George Kittle masterclass.
No, I did. I said I called that he'd have 20 points. Or I called that he'd go off or whatever. I think I may have said 20 points. His best week of the year. So if you think about it, if he just had the even 17, I would have won. It's fucked, dude. I can't believe Xavier Legette got 9.8. That actually sent me over the edge this morning when I was like, I can't believe what was it that made me lose? Like, I knew, obviously, anytime a defense outscores you by 9 and a tight end outscores you by 12, that hurts. But I looked and I was like, I fucking forgot that Xavier Legette, because at that point, like, I had already accepted defeat. Like, the 4 p.m. games hadn't started, so Marvin Harrison obviously, like, hadn't gotten a concussion, and Zach Moss hadn't played and, like, done shit, so I was projected to lose by a ton. But it reminded me that I was like, dude, if Xavier Legette didn't catch that stupid fucking touchdown, like, are you kidding me, dude? Dude, so disappointing. I'm 2-4. To make the playoffs, you pretty much have to win 8 games, so I have to go 6-2 from here on out. And I think I said earlier, but my schedule doesn't get any easier, unfortunately. I don't feel like I have a bad team, but I'm gonna miss the playoffs. Just one of those years where, you know, when you have a bad game, like there are certain, like, years where, like, I had a bad game, but my opponent had a bad game and I won. Or, like, if I have a good game, like, my opponent has a bad game and I won. Like, things just haven't lined up for me at all. And then this was a pretty big one. Gorman beats Steve by 6. Caleb Williams masterclass for Gorman again after he had that masterclass against me last week. Derrick Henry masterclass. What a great, I will say, to Gorman's, like, him picking Derrick Henry, man, what a fucking great pick. Like, because I think Derrick Henry was supposed to kind of go, like, later in the second round, right? Or like mid-second round.
Went earlier than usual.
Yeah, he went earlier, and it was like the perfect thing to do right there. I will say, Saquon went before you picked Jonathan Taylor. I thought it was flip-flopped, and I was going to say, why did you pick
I wanted Saquon so bad.
Yeah,
that was my target.
I was going to say, either way, though, oh, wow, Sam Laporta, guess how many catches he had?
One.
He had
that 50-yarder.
It was literally that one target.
Oh, wow.
5 targets, 3, 2, 4, 1. He's
Holy
literally not getting thrown to this year at all. Damn, it's kind of crazy. DeAndre Swift keeps going off for Steve. Kamara keeps doing his thing. Justin Fields just got benched, I guess, so we lost that. Diggs keeps going off. Just a hard-fought game all around. 17.5 points from Bucky Irving. Great job. And Alan Lazard, we said Gorman never makes a move unless he knows something. Alan Lazard is the 8th overall wide receiver. Gorman knew exactly what he was doing right there. I mean, it didn't matter who he played. Lazard, Keenan, they both had 20 points. Like, great week from Gorman, back in the win column, back in playoff contention. And then Steve drops 4-2, but again, another Paul situation where it's like,
dude, they already got the Amari and the Bills uniform picture.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that when we were looking. Yeah, that's another trade that happened. The Browns. I can't believe the Browns got a 3rd for Amari. Did you see that? Somehow I don't know, like, where it came from, but you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
One sec. What do you need, Molly? Okay, Molly needs an ice cream.
We got a visitor? Okay.
Molly, do you want to say anything to the fans? This is the podcast. All right, say it into the mic.
The Browns fucking suck.
Did that pick up?
Facts. Yep, I heard
it. Yeah, she knows what's up. Yeah, man. I mean, it's kind of funny. I kind of forget that people are, like, invested in the Browns still.
Did Steve get baited by Tucker Kraft? Is he going to be mid now?
I think it'd be fine. Tight end sucks, you know.
If he started Kyle Pitts, he would.
Would he have won?
He would have. Wait. No, I would have lost by 0.2.
Okay, so it's good he didn't start him then.
That would have been pretty funny.
But I will say it's going to be a little tough for him, like having to decide who to start, Pitts or Tucker Kraft. Like maybe he'll just stick with Tucker Kraft. But I would personally, you know what? I will say he started Mike Evans. Steve did
against New Orleans, dude.
But then also think about this: Algier was playing Carolina. Why did he not just play Algier?
Yeah,
I'm only saying that because Carolina, like, I want to say, like, every team that's played Carolina, like, both of their running backs get 10 plus points. So he would have won if he played Tyler Algier. Let's get Ryan on the call real quick and see what his thoughts are about Steve not playing.
Oh, he'll have some words. That's for sure.
How do I just ring? I don't want to like
add to call. Isn't that a thing?
That's what I thought. But
add friends to DM.
Yeah, but that's gonna like create a DM. I think. Is there?
Let's see.
All right. Oh, we are. All right, whatever. Yeah. I know there's a way to do.
What the fuck I did? There we go.
Let's see if he even picks up. It says he's online, so.
Oh, he might be watching the Cavs with his dad.
Oh. All right.
Embarrassing. Oh, here we go.
Ryan, welcome onto the podcast.
Hello.
Steve lost by 6 points. He played Mike Evans against the Saints, who Mike Evans historically sucks against. And you know who's sitting on his bench? Tyler Algier against Carolina with 19 points. What do you have to say to Steve about playing Mike Evans over Tyler Algier, your boy?
Dude, he couldn't have played Tyler Algier. Dude, look at Tyler Algier's game log.
It's against the Panthers, though, who have given up like 10 plus points to both running backs on every team.
Log.
No, dude.
Mike Evans against the Saints always
sucks. It's Mike Evans against the Saints.
Does he still have him in his starting lineup this week? I think he might.
Mike Evans?
Who? No, Tyler Algier.
He didn't
peek if you haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen it yet, but I'm just going based off the fact that I want to say both running backs against the Panthers every week have gone off. I don't know. I'd be terrified of starting Mike Evans. Let's see. I want to find the Panthers and like go through their game log and see how many times teams have had two. So we know this week 2 running backs went off. I forgot that the Panthers won that game against Vegas. It doesn't feel like they've won any games. All right. So how long ago was this? This was the Bears game. Swift, I guess. Yeah. Oh, well, Roschon had 2 touchdowns. Okay, so DeAndre Swift and Roschon both had like 16 points or something. We know that the Bengals, both those running backs, had Chase Brown, or did Zach Moss? Yeah, Zach Moss scored a touchdown. So we're now 3 for 3 of 2 running backs. Oh, this is the Raiders. There's no way they had 2 running backs do anything. Yeah, okay. So the Raiders, no one did anything. The Chargers had J.K. Dobbins do something. Gus Edwards still had 59.
Yeah, who sucks
rushing yards.
Balls.
So yeah, so that I'd still consider that like decent. Alvin Kamara and Jamal Williams had double-digit points this week. So we're talking. We're 6 weeks into the year, so that's 4 of the 6 weeks. Or 5 of the 6 weeks that like it's 2 running backs on a team have had double-digit points, and the only one that wasn't was the Raiders, who have piss and shit for running backs. I'm just saying, could have won Steve the week, and I if I were you, Ryan, I'd feel disrespected.
I'm a massive Tyler Algier fan, but I definitely see why he didn't.
But do you remember we went over Mike Evans' game log against the Saints? This is a double.
Steve was literally telling me he was trying to figure out who he was gonna flex, and I asked him, I was like, why is this a question? What is Mike Evans like not playable here or something? He's like, dude, you don't know. He like gets clamped every time he plays the Saints.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, shit. I mean,
we have 20 games here, and Mike Evans sucked in. Well, we're gonna say sucked or was mid because 7 points is still mid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because he only had 2 yards. 9, 10, that's fine. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of his 20 games he's been unstartable in fantasy against the Saints. Like, it's what happens. He plays the Saints and he sucks. It's been happening.
That is insane.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I would be so afraid of that and just. But I also thought that, like, going up against the Panthers, I thought Algier was actually like a decent option, like in general. Either way, though, he disrespected your boy.
Yeah, I need to get him on my team somehow.
Ooh, another guy you need on your team.
A little trade.
Yeah,
little
there's
trade
a lot
time.
I need the running backs, man. I need some running backs.
Have you been talking shop with Gorman? Spill the beans.
No, he just said, Ryan, I have a running back that you saw what he said in chat.
Yeah, that was
I
the
just
end of
assume he means Nick Chubb. I mean, I want to get Nick Chubb back on my team, but like, I mean, I can't. I don't know what he requested last time,
Ryan?
but it was like some shit like Justin Jefferson for Nick Chubb or something.
Ooh, Ryan needs a little bit of a running back right now, Paul.
Zach Moss.
Ryan wants Javonte Williams.
I know a team that might have
we
6
do not
starting
want
running backs.
Javonte Williams.
I'll pop you a running back real quick, Ryan. What running back do you need? Take your pick. On a bye. Take Rico on a bye. He'll help you out this week.
Damn, dude. How about you give me Ken Walker?
All right, let's see. Who's the best player on your team then?
Okay, not the best player.
Ken Walker
Actually, the best player is Lamar, I would assume.
All right,
Marvin
let's do
George.
it then. Let's do.
I can't do Lamar for
Lamar
Ken,
for Ken Walker and Kyler Murray. There you go. Take it or leave it.
That's actually a W, dude. Are you not?
Take it or leave it. I'm telling you, Paul. I've told you.
Marv.
I've told you, Paul. Every year it doesn't matter how good of players I have. People will always have a negative opinion of everyone on my team. I would imagine that Ken Walker is like top 5 in
I like
averages.
Ken Walker a lot. I'd be scared of Kyler Murray from just, I don't know. I've watched the Arizona games and it's scary, dude. The offense doesn't make any sense. Like, they just want to run the ball so much. So I don't know.
Marvin stack, dude.
He missed his chance, dude. Damn. But this is also what happens when it comes to like trading. Is it's like,
yeah, hey, let's trade, and then everyone
goes.
If you want to send that through and let me think,
I'm like, oh, dude, I have 6 running backs. Who do you want? And they're like, Ken Walker, and I'll give you my wide receiver 3 for him. And it's like, yeah, okay, like we can't at least make a fair trade here.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you send that through, I might think about that. That's not.
Is that a bait trade, Brandon? Or are you just saying if he would say yes?
I'm just trying to test the waters right now.
He has running backs.
Dude,
so if he did that, he could put one into his team.
That's a prime running back and still like a
I think
top
Chase Brown is gonna be like the starting guy, getting most of the touches now, and even the goal line shit. Probably.
This man Ryan needs a running back, Paul.
I'm salivating at the thought of that.
Do you want to do it then?
I have a plethora of RBs, and this man is sitting here saying he can't make the trade.
I'm drooling.
Do you want to do Ken for?
I take it back. I need George Kittle now.
What the hell is this?
I'll give you Ken Walker, Kyler Murray, and Dalton Kincaid for Kittle and Lamar. Take it or leave it.
I can't give up Kittle too.
Oh, but is his streak gonna keep up? Is he gonna keep being the best tight end in fantasy?
I am expecting some piss classes coming up any moment.
Should have taken the first one.
Man, he almost had it. It was in his grasp. He would have
thought about it again. If he actually did want to do it, he would not have sent that through. It's why the live thing. You gotta send it through to make it legit. I gotta see it, and then we can talk.
Marvin for Cup.
Dude, you gotta knock it out. I've seen that one plenty.
Oh, come on, they're both injured now. That one's a fair trade.
Well, yeah. You guys see how I still have Mike Williams on my bench, dude? I heard the news that he might be on the trade block. I couldn't drop him this week.
You're gonna hold on to him until you're dead and gone.
I couldn't drop him, dude. Who knows? What if he goes back to the Chargers, man, and he becomes him again?
Yeah. All right.
Or
well,
KC?
Ryan,
Mike Williams on KC?
You didn't accept the trade live. That means you have to get off the show.
What do you mean? Send it through.
All right, Ryan. It was nice having you on. Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Yeah, you missed the window.
Come on, man.
The window's closed.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Can we have a let's ride?
Let's ride.
Oh, hey.
All right. Yeah, let's take a look at the power rankings. Or what else do we? Oh, let's take a look at the standings. Okay, standings real quick. Nick 4-2 at the top of the East. Look at that. Nick either is the bottom of the rankings or the top of the rankings in any season. He's never in the middle. Mm-hmm. Nick 4-2. Paul 4-2. Gorman 3-3. Chip 3-3. Me 2-4. Austin 2-4. Now on the West, Ryan 5-1, basically locked into the playoffs because, like I said, he pretty much need to win 8 games. So Ryan just has to go 3-5 from here on out, which seems simple enough. Steve 4-2, Dewey 4-2, Kyle 4-2, and then Dave is 1-5. Mike is 0-6. Highest score on the year is Ryan. Lowest scored on the year is Ryan. Let's see. Best home record. Oh, no one's undefeated at home. Paul, you're 3-1 at home. And then the worst home teams. Gorman's still 0-3 at home. And Mike is 0-3 at home. However, on the road, Gorman's undefeated on the road. Steve's undefeated on the road, and Ryan's undefeated on the road. So we have 3 road warriors, and then we have Dave, Austin, and Mike. Both haven't won a game on the road. Dave 0-4 on the road. He's really struggling on the road. Hate to see it. Most moves goes to Paul still. I don't think anyone's catching up to that, to be completely honest. Let's take a look at what the playoff bracket looks like at this very moment. Ryan has a first round bye, the number 1 seed. Nick is the number 2 seed, playing number 7 Gorman. Paul is the number 3 seed, playing number 6 Kyle. Steve is the 4 seed, playing number 5 Dewey. And then if we go to losers bracket, Mike's still getting that first round bye at the 12 seed. Dave plays Austin. That's an 11-10 matchup. And Chip plays me. That's an 8-9 matchup. I think Gorman versus Nick is a pretty good matchup. Dewey versus Steve, there are a couple West teams. That's a good matchup. Paul versus Kyle, that's an inter division, or not an inter division, like opposite division matchup type thing. That could be fun. But yeah, let's take a look at the power rankings. And we'll look at the graph from before. Actually, we'll look at ESPN first, and then we'll go over it. So Paul actually dropped from the number 1 overall team to the number 3 seed. The number 1 projected finish is now Ryan. Number 2, Dewey. Number 3, Paul, like we just said. Nick 4, Steve 5, Kyle 6, Gorman 7, Chip 8, Austin 9, me 10, Dave 11, and Mike 12. I always have to think of like who the Owen whatever one is. Highest droppers of the week are me and Steve. I dropped from 7 to 10. Steve dropped from 2 to 5. The highest, the ones that jumped the highest is actually a tie between Chip and Ryan. So Ryan jumped 2 spots from the 3 seed, or from the projected 3rd finish to the projected 1st finish, which Ryan was the projected 1 for a 3-week span, dropped to 3 last week, back up to the 1 seed. And then Chip jumps from 10 to 8. So no one really jumped too high. It was more of big droppers with me and Steve. Even Paul, you dropped 2 spots. You're the second highest or lowest dropper.
The steady incline of Dewey still in effect?
Yeah, Dewey's just keeps moving up. He was at 11 in week 2. He was at 8. then he was at 6, then he was at 4, now to 2. Keeps jumping 2 spots each week. And like I said, I did say earlier in the show, everyone, I said Dewey's team might be the best team in the league. With Devontae on the Jets now and stuff, watch out for Dew, man. I think he's going to make a run here. I really do. And then obviously we saw Chip plummet. Him jumping back up is always nice to see. Other than that, a lot of teams stayed the same. Like Kyle in the same spot, Austin in the same spot. I would consider Gorman moving one place or Nick moving one place, basically in the same spot. So some interesting things happening here, Paul. Let's check out. Oh, thank you, Paul. Let's check out the recent activity here. So after our episode last week, Dave added the Bills defense and still lost. Kyle added the Chargers defense. Now this one actually does hurt me too, because like I said, I rolled with the Broncos mainly because I didn't want to make another waiver claim. And I was like, man, I would feel so stupid if I switched off the Broncos and they kept scoring 7+, Obviously they scored 7 and lost me the week, but I was if I didn't have the Broncos defense on my team, I would have picked up the Chargers, but they were so equal to me that I just kept with the Broncos. I think the Chargers defense had 14 points. So that was definitely pretty soul crushing, especially because the Chargers were playing the Broncos. So it was watching my defense just lose points all game and theirs gain points. It really hurt. Ryan just messaged, trade sent. Brandon could pull off a live trade if he really means it.
What did he send you?
That's a good call. Let's take a look. I bet it's just the Ken Walker and Kyler for Lamar one. Yeah. All right. Get back to the recent activity here. The window was open for a second. The window's now closed. Chip added Kirk Cousins. So Chip actually started Kirk over Baker just on a whim. By the way, Thursday was the day of his rehearsal dinner and stuff. This man's making fantasy moves.
The grind don't stop.
The grind don't stop. You know what? I did have a thumbnail idea where it was Chip's face on a beach or something with a W, but because he went to Aruba. That's why I think you were in the Bahamas, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were gambling, correct?
All right, when the sun goes down, what else am I supposed to do, okay? I hit the tables.
How much money did you win or lose?
Well,
Be
I
honest.
was up some nights, down some other nights. I ended up down $250 at the end of the trip. So that's okay.
That's all right. You were just the sun was down and we were just having a good time.
Yeah. What else am I supposed to
do? Let's see. Gorman picked up the Colts defense. Austin added Jeremy McNichols. Dave added Darius Slayton. Austin added Ty Johnson. Whoa. Now this is kind of crazy. Blake Corum wasn't. I thought Blake Corum was already on a team. Did you?
Ryan dropped him and just no one ever got him.
That's crazy. I wish I would have seen that. I mean, I guess I don't know who I would have dropped from my team. Yeah, I guess I didn't. I don't know if maybe Jordan Whittington.
You wouldn't have noticed he was on a bye last week, I guess, too.
Yeah, I maybe would have dropped Whittington, but yeah, Blake Corum's a pretty valuable asset, I'd say. Austin picked up Ty Johnson for $3, didn't he? And then he dropped him 2 days later. Wait. Yeah. Oh no, that was him. That was just him adding him. No, he did drop. He added him for 0 and then dropped him on Monday. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, right. How'd it happen on Monday, but they played
yeah. Now let's get to today's waivers. Steve dropped Rashee Rice after picking him up for $30, I think it was. $29. And he added Geno Smith, so Ryan couldn't complete the Smith trifecta. Let's see. Ryan added the Jets defense. Like I said, Pastor Tag got hurt on the first drive, and I was like, oh shit, now the Broncos defense is useless. I actually think I'm rolling the Broncos back out because do you know who they play this week?
I don't know.
They play the Saints, and the Saints don't have Derek Carr or Chris Olave or Rashid Shaheed or the fucking tight end that's a quarterback, Taysom Hill. And I think they Kamara's questionable, so I was like, fuck. I mean, I guess I'll just roll them back out there. So otherwise, I would have went Jets. I think that's like a solid pickup because I think they play somebody who's shit. A little $4 for a defense never hurt somebody, eh, Paul? Little Paul tax.
Yep, I'm kind of proud of that. Good for him.
Austin added Jerry Jeudy, the new Browns #1. Chip added Gabe Davis. That is crazy.
After the big game.
Yeah, I guess. Because he did.
Coleman. Damn.
Yeah, he did it. He did score 2 touchdowns, I guess. Kyle picked up the Bengals defense, stole them right under your nose, right? But he also Ryan stole the Jets right under your nose too.
Yeah. Those are my only 2 bids around those 2 people, and I didn't get them. So
this was the other one that I was confused about. I had no idea Ray Davis wasn't on a roster. Because again,
another guy Ryan drops and no one notices.
Yeah, what the fuck? I just feel, I could have dropped guys. I've been sick and busy, so I just haven't been able to keep up with what's going on waivers and stuff. But yeah, I mean, picking up Blake Corum, picking up Ray Davis, those are good pickups, and they're getting them for $0. The rest of the league is sleeping right now. There are people that need running backs, dude. You might as well pick up running. If Kyron gets hurt, Blake Corum's going to win you the league. If James Cook misses extended time, Ray Davis is going to win you your league.
Clear starter, yeah.
Or even if Cook doesn't get hurt, I think Ray Davis is going to eat into James Cook's production, and play more. He played really well. So, man, the league's sleeping.
They sleeping.
Okay. All right, let's get to the matchups here. Let's start with this one. This is a random one. Let's go with this. Dewey is projected 89 and Gorman is projected 75. Gorman currently doesn't have a quarterback in or a quarterback on his roster to even play. So Gorman, it's probably going to be closer to even. But then again, I guess Jake Ferguson is out on a bye, and so is Rome Odunze. So neither lineup is set here. I don't know. Dewey's going to have Devontae in. Is TJ Hawkinson playing this week? Why is he projected points?
Where is he?
He's projected to 6.1.
Hold on, I need some water. I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm dying here too. I'll freestyle for a second. I'm parched. I'm sorry, folks. Again, this is my flu game. My throat is hurting now at this point in the show. But we're not going to stop. So I'm assuming Dewey's going to play Devontae, and he's going to put TJ Hawkinson in if he does play. Gorman is playing Chubb this week, but it looks like maybe he could play Aaron Jones. I don't know what he's going to do at quarterback. He probably should have picked up Geno Smith. This is a tough matchup. These are 2 powerhouse teams. I think I just like the way Dewey's team is playing right now. His core, Daniels, Robinson, Montgomery, London, McLaurin, those guys that's a great core. And he's going to have Devontae at his flex, potentially. My money would be on Dewey in this matchup. Gorman, we'll see what happens with Amari. Saquon and Derrick Henry are going to be great, obviously, but not having Caleb, so not having a quarterback, Chubb at the flex. Basically, Paul, I was looking through this, and I was like, you're there, right?
Yeah, I did a cough up. I'm alive.
Basically, I said Dewey's got Daniels, Robinson, Montgomery, London, Terry, and Devontae. That core is just so good. I can't pick against Dewey, especially when Gorman doesn't have a quarterback currently. He's starting Nick Chubb, even Amari in his first game on the Bills. It's tough. He's got Saquon and Derrick Henry that combine for 50 points every week, but he's going to have to get production somewhere else, and I think I like Dewey in this one.
Yeah, I agree. We saw the chart. Dewey's on the up and up. He's going for that #1 spot.
I think Gorman might. He moved up 1 spot, but yeah. Should be a fun matchup, though, potentially, or a blowout. I can't really tell. Oh, this is a fun one. Good Lord. Why do I not have your schedule? This is starting to piss me off. Paul is projected to beat Dave by 54 points. Dave has Dak on a bye, Komet on a bye. He doesn't even have. Oh, I guess he has Neighbors and. All right, go ahead. Give us the math. Give us the Paul math.
So when he puts Tyreek and Neighbors back in and picks up a quarterback, he'll be around 90 points. So it'll be okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go out and say you're beating Dave. I mean, until Dave or Mike actually win a game, I'm not going to pick. This is just a tough matchup, too. Like, I'd pick Dave to win if he was playing like me or something. But if he's playing you, like, it's Jover. Is there anything you're worried about in this matchup, Paul, or do you think you're cruising to a win?
I just hope my guys play. That's all I'm worried about. I got a lot of questionable people.
Yeah, but even if those guys are out, slap in Sutton or Javante, Jameson, whatever, you're going to beat Dave. His team's pissed. Dave doesn't even have a backup quarterback. Same with Gorm. What the hell, man? These people needed Geno Smith, and no one picked him up. It's fucked up. All right.
Dude,
next matchup. We can hear that. Ooh, looks like Steve has a down game here. Oh yeah, because Fields isn't playing, but he did get Geno Smith, so this is Nick's still projected to win this game with Steve not having CD or Swift. Pop Douglas in the flex for Nick. I love that. I'm going on record. Kind of some boring games so far because I think Nick is winning this matchup. Paul, what do you think?
Yep. I have to agree with that.
Oh my God, this man is actually dead. I'll take over, Paul. I'll take over.
Right, give me a minute.
It's my flu game. It's Paul's flu game too. Yeah, I think Nick is winning this. Burrow against Cleveland, Kyron against Vegas. This one's over before it started. Nick's beating Steve. Steve's got buys and stuff, but it's tough. I'm sorry, Steve. Next matchup here. Ooh, this should be a good one. A great one, even. Austin versus Mike. Currently, Austin's projected to win by 12. But anything can happen here. Cook is questionable. A-Chain questionable. Brian Robinson questionable. And then Mike's team is just up and down all season long. You don't know what you're going to get from them on a weekly basis. I think that Mike could be able to take advantage here. I am not going to pick Mike because he hasn't won a game yet. And Austin should take care of business. I'd say 70% of the time Austin takes care of business. Actually, 90%. But if some of those injuries trickle in, no Cook, no Achane, no Robinson, like any one of those guys, any two of those guys or something, the window opens up for Mike and he might be able to seize the week and get his first win.
Mm-hmm.
Just want
do you see his wide receiver 2 on Austin's team right there?
Jerry Jeudy in Austin's lineup. I'm going to say one thing and one thing only, Paul. It'd be damn nice if this man had Chris Godwin on his team still.
Right. Yep, definitely would.
But yeah, this is a couple guys getting ruled out away from it being a scary game for Austin.
And right, this is like a must-win for him too.
Yeah, that plan of cruising by Mike and Dave, winning easily, getting to the end, setting his team up for the playoffs goes right out the window if you lose to Mike Lipka this year. All right, next matchup. Ooh, this looks like a close, good matchup. A couple teams set their lineups. Ryan versus Chip. Ryan's projected to win by 3. Baker's been popping off for Chip. Kareem has been popping off. Brees against Pitt. Oh, man. I'm just going to say it right now, Paul. But what? I guess Ryan does have Marvin in his lineup. Who does he have to replace him? This is going to be a close game. Basically, what I was going to say is Chip's got bad matchup. Niners for Hunt, Pittsburgh for Brees. That's tough. But Baker against Baltimore, that's an elite matchup. Houston for Jaden Reed is okay. Godwin, Baltimore, elite. Ertz against Carolina, elite. McConkey against Arizona is at least good. Maybe Chip gets a different defense. I could I don't know if I want to play the Bucs against Baltimore at all.
You definitely will. Do you have Wi-Fi? Is he able to connect down there?
I don't know. I don't know. But Ryan, Tampa Bay, shit defense, I'd say for the most part for Lamar. Houston, I don't know. This is tough. Zach Moss, I don't know what to expect from him. This is crazy. I think I'm going with the upset here. I think Chip might beat Ryan just from the sheer fact that Marvin's going to be out. Like, guys don't play off of concussions.
Zach Moss is in the lineup.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if Zach Moss has truly lost that RB1 role, which he hasn't had for a few weeks now, like that's just a guaranteed like 3 to 6 points. Like, man, this is tough. This should be a good game either way. I think this is going to be close no matter what. And the only reason I would lean Chip basically comes down to Baker and Godwin. I think could both have 25 points each again.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I don't know if I can expand on that.
All right. Okay, last game here. Me versus Kyle. A rivalry as old as time. We were in the division together. Chip joined the league. Kyle switched divisions, but that the disdain is still there between both of us. Absolutely hate each other. What the fuck? Dalton Kincaid's questionable? No. Collarbone. All right. Either way, Kyle is projected 105. I'm projected 101. We both have really good defensive matchups. Right, Kyle. This is another game that comes down to Paul. It's another week where I just have. That's the other thing too. I'm starting to. This season has made me realize how much matchups like kind of matter. Because this is another week in a row where, look, I just have shit matchups everywhere. And so it's like, I don't know what to think. Every week I have shitty matchups, and then my opponent's...
one team in the red.
Yeah, and then my opponent's like the Rams apparently just give up a shit ton of points to tight ends. The Jaguars obviously suck. Pollard against Buffalo, they're terrible against the run. The Giants are the Giants. Yeah, so... same as how it's a must win for Austin. It's a must win for me too, except for I'm probably not going to get the win, unfortunately. This is it. Last week was tough. It really was tough because anytime like a good team scores 84 on you, you kind of have to win that game. All those little things matter. And I just keep playing good teams with good matchups, and things just keep going south for me. So,
and Austin gets Mike, and you get Kyle.
Yeah,
that's the way it goes.
Yeah, Austin's playing the worst team in the league. Yeah, if I was playing Mike this week, I'd be like, hell yeah, I have a free win. Instead, my consolation prize is Kyle, who hadn't been scoring a lot, and obviously Joe Mixon is back now for Kyle. Like I couldn't have played him when Mixon was out. It's just sometimes things just don't go your way. Yeah. So those are the matchups this week, Paul. Do you have any guarantees of the week?
Let's see what I can cook here. Hold on.
Oh, my guarantee is you over Dave, by the way.
Ooh.
Wait. Let me think of this. My guarantee is Dewey over Gorman.
I was gonna say my guarantee is Nick over Steve.
That's a good one too. Two great guarantees, and they're not the fastballs right down the middle. These were a couple heavy hitters, like picking Dewey over Gorm as a guarantee. That's bold, and Nick over Steven guarantee. We could go with the layups, Paul over Dave, or Kyle over me, or who's the other one? Like Austin over Mike. Even though I don't know if that's a layup if Austin has people out. But we're here to give you some spicy takes, Footbap Nation. Any totals that you think are going to go the over or under on any of these?
Oh, what was the one last week? We said Dewey. Was it Dewey and Austin going over?
I would have to watch it back, but if we did say that, they definitely went over because they combined for...
Austin doesn't count because he didn't play anyone instead of James Cook.
And they went over and James Cook didn't even play.
Yeah, so easy. We knew that was happening.
Yeah, we guaranteed that. We saw it coming.
I might go. I'm gonna go with the Austin and Mike matchup. That's going over. What's that? What's the math on that?
Is Mike's lineup set
172?
Yeah, wait, they are set. Okay, so so you're taking the easy one. You see a low total, you take it an easy and over. Now, guys, let me tell you a little story about Paul here. This is why sports betting isn't Paul's strong suit. A little story. If it wasn't this past season, it was like the season before. Do you remember the North Texas game?
Yeah, like the slow pace, defensive, whatever the fuck.
Paul got tricked. He saw that the line for this North Texas versus like Charlotte game or something
the two slowest paced teams,
Yeah, the two slowest paced teams in college basketball. The total was like 116 or something. Like it was very low. And Paul took it and said, there's no way it could ever be that low. I will say I was actually on the under in that game. But yes, Paul got tricked by the system. He saw the low total. He said, no way that goes under. Like, it's too low. And he took the over and then lost. I'm going to counter you, Paul. I'm going to say Austin versus Mike goes under this week.
Ooh.
Vegas is setting it low for a reason. That's all I'm going to say.
They know, yeah. Vegas does know.
Vegas does always somehow know. It is kind of wild. Like, I'll look like actual sports betting. Like sometimes I'll look at things and be like, this doesn't make sense. And then sure enough, like it'll be the Niners are only favorited by 6.5 versus the Panthers or something. You're like, this doesn't make sense. They should win by 1 million. Like, why would this be it? And then all of a sudden the Panthers win and it's like the Vegas just tricked millions of people to bet on that, like, so yeah, Vegas does always know. Kind of pisses me off. My guarantee is going to be or for a total. My guarantee for a total. I'm gonna guarantee Kyle goes over 105. That's what my guess is. They're setting it high for a reason. He's got the good matchups. I'll actually go through Kyle's team real quick. I feel like usually we have a team where we go through and say who's going to get what. Jalen Hurts, 20-plus points. Joe Mixon, 20-plus points. Tony Pollard, 20-plus points. Garrett Wilson, 12 to 15. Tank Dell, 12 to 18. Brock Bowers, 15-plus points. Ramondre Stevenson, 18-plus points. Bengals defense gets 12 points. I'm just calling it right now. And we'll come back to this once Kyle beats me 150 to 90.
I'm making one call. Garrett Wilson, 6 points.
Ooh. This man's a little Sunday night disappointment. And at that point, Kyle will only be up by 70 on me. And so I'll lose by 76 instead of 80.
We have hope. We have hope over here.
All right, Paul. That's how game of the week, by the way, I'm going to say it was Chip versus Ryan. I just think that's like the only game that I look at and I think is like, I can guarantee you that's going to be close. Like it's just, that's my game of the week. Would you agree with that?
I do. My other guarantee is Jerry Jeudy above 10 points.
Yeah. Who do we play again? Bengals? Oh,
Bengals,
dude,
yeah.
Easy. That's in Austin's lineup, right? Yeah, I agree with that. Jerry Jeudy, 10-plus points. I definitely agree with that. But that's going to be it from us. Paul, you got anything else for the fans at home that you want to say?
Not quite. I'm trying to rest my vocal cords.
Yeah. And we'll go out with a little image of me and Paul here.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Fighting for Footbap Nation.
All right, whatever. The flu game.
They get the idea.
It pulls up like a video. Like, what the fuck, dude? Damn. All right, guys. Footbap Nation.
Wait.
Go ahead, Paul. Wait. Yep.
Actually, Michael Jordan wasn't flu-ridden. He was up all night gambling, so that kind of fits.
Wait a second. So you are Michael Jordan right now because you were up gambling in the Bahamas all night.
I got sick because of it, apparently. Yeah.
Oh man. All right, Footbap Nation.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.